Before round one, we talked about picks 7 through 10 and how there might be a theme on the blue line. Look at where these teams ranked last year's Forest production on that blue line. Well, 3 of the 4 address that need, starting with Quinn Hughes at number 7 to Vancouver. Panger, do you like the fit up there?
Oh, I like it a
Hughes?
lot. Absolutely. Well, you can see already they're 30th in the NHL. Offense from the defenseman for the Vancouver Canucks, not nearly enough. This is a game of pushing the pace and a game of having a defenseman jump into it. Most breakouts in the NHL are your weak side defenseman flying up the ice from your own zone, and they're the reason why you get odd man attacks in the offensive zone. I think for the Vancouver Canucks, seeing that Brock Besser and Quinn Hughes are going to be a big part of their future, but he's a guy that can skate pucks out of his zone. It's not like he always decides that he's going to dissect the neutral zone and maybe like Boqvist, who could more like a quarterback can find the open area. I mean, this guy sees an opening, he's going to dart through that opening right there. He's a very, very explosive player, and I think he's more accountable defensively. I think we see a player that's 5'10", 170 pounds, but I think he's, what I say, very intelligent guy defensively, and it goes to show you, you don't have to run people over, but he's got a good stick, he's got good hockey sense, not just on the offensive side of it, but on the defensive side of it in reading plays. So I'm really excited for him, and I was really excited when he was walking onto the floor as well, and there was Brady Tkachuk. I know these guys are all friends. I love this part of it. I love the fact that these guys are all buddies, and there's such a community feel, and it gives them a big hug, and these are special moments for these guys. You know what they're feeling right now? They're feeling bad for the guys that haven't gotten drafted just yet.
Yeah.
And they'll be cheering them on tomorrow, I'm sure.
That's
great
the type
stuff.
of guys
Great guys,
they are.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's impressive.
Adam Boqvist didn't have to wait much longer after Quinn Hughes. He was next. Chicago taking that defenseman. Lots.
Yeah.
What do you like about Boqvist and what Chicago's trying to do going forward?
Well, my goodness. What a home run for the Chicago Blackhawks. It wasn't 9 months ago before Boqvist got injured. He had a couple of concussions. That really set him back. People didn't have as good a feel about him, but at that time, it wasn't unheard of for people to be talking about Dahlin and him as 1 and 2 potentially in this draft. So Mark Kelly and his staff, they put a lot of time and effort into this one. Obviously, they feel really good about his health now. This is a piece that the Chicago Blackhawks could badly use as Duncan Keith, even Brent Seabrook to some degree, get into the later years of their careers. They're going to need to replace those guys. This is a good one for them. I thought the Blackhawks had an excellent draft. I'm sure they are over the moon tonight about this one.
Brian, do they ever need something on that right side? There's no question that they need an influx of explosiveness from that back end. I think he's perfect for them.
Yeah, at number 10, Edmonton, and if they needed anything coming into this draft, it was a defenseman, and we were wondering what Peter Chiarelli was going to do prior to the draft, making any kind of trades to go out there and get maybe a veteran presence on that blue line. Well, a defenseman might have fallen to them at number 10, Evan Bouchard, Reader.
You kind of figured they were going to be looking for a defenseman. We just weren't sure if a defenseman was going to be sitting at number 10 at the level that we're looking at with Bouchard. Bouchard was the top scoring defenseman in the OHL, first team All-Star, 87 points in 67 games. A very composed player. Under pressure, he makes the proper play. He quarterbacks the power play. He's got a tremendous one-timer. He's also got excellent vision on his passes. So if you're looking for a defenseman who can skate, can fit into an offensive system such as Edmonton's, well, Evan Bouchard is your guy. He's played 3 years because of his late birth date, October 20th, 99. He's played 3 years in the OHL. John Carlson is comparable that I look at and that everybody's talking about because they have a similar style of play. Right shot, quarterback power play, excellent first outlet pass, good skater, can control the pace of the game. That's Evan Bouchard. So the Edmonton Oilers were actually talking about trading this pick and looking for a defenseman.
For a right-handed shot.
And guess what? So because I don't think they expected that a guy like Evan Bouchard would be there at number 10.
Can he play next year?
I'm not sure if he's ready to play in the National Hockey League because it's all of the speed and the quickness of the game is much bigger than is in the OHL.
Let's let him develop here.
He's got another year to
but
really.
that's why they would have traded the pick.
That's what they're looking for, a guy to play immediately.
They had me thinking the Rangers were going to take him away. The Rangers sitting there at number 9, they take Kravtsov, and I'm sure that Peter Chiarelli's thinking, okay, Bouchard's going to be gone. Where do we go from here? Now, Noah Dobson was available right there.
He had some options, good options.
Yeah,
but I think both Dobson and Bouchard, I expected them, and I think a lot of people expect them to go a little higher.
Yeah, me too.
So for the Edmonton Oilers, they're probably quite happy right now that they didn't trade the pick because they've got a very, very solid young right shot defenseman, Evan Bouchard.